All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're going to unpack this really powerful framework for navigating those big, scary changes in life and your career. And what's so cool about this is that it comes from someone who's seen it all. I'm talking incredible success, but also some really tough, real-world struggles. You know that feeling, right? Like you're kind of stuck, the world is shifting under your feet, and you're worried about getting left behind? So, what do? How do you figure out your next move when you can't even see the path ahead?
Okay, so take a look at this. On one side, you've got the glossy resume. Harvard MBA, big-time corporate exec, serial entrepreneur. Looks perfect, right? But then, look at the reality. We're talking bankruptcy, foreclosure, layoffs. This is why this whole framework is so powerful. It wasn't born in a classroom, it was forged in the fire. This is a real-world playbook, not just theory.
And here it is, the core of it all. The entire strategy boils down to this simple three-part framework. First, you got to hone your vision, figure out where you're actually headed. Second, you shift your energy. That's all about getting your head in the right space. And finally, you make your move. Time to take action. Simple, right? Let's break it down.
So let's dive into part 1, honing your vision. Think of this as the foundation for everything else. It's all about getting your compass pointed in the right direction before you even take a single step. First up is finding your purpose. Now, this isn't some fluffy, feel-good concept. The source actually calls it a personal superpower, and that's exactly what it is. It's this deep well of motivation you can draw from when things inevitably get tough.
And here's a perfect example of that superpower in action. So the author gets this challenge: revive the old White Range shampoo brand. Instead of just barking orders, she brought everyone together: R&D, marketing, manufacturing, the whole crew, from day one. They got aligned on a single purpose. The result? They relaunched the brand in just 6 months and, get this, grew it from $25 million to a whopping $100 million. That's the power of purpose.
All right, next, let's talk priorities. The big idea here is that your priorities and your values are two different things. Your priorities, they're going to shift all the time, maybe even day to day. But your core values, those are your anchor. They stay constant, giving you the stability you need to be flexible when things get chaotic.
And this quote, wow, it comes from a moment of pure crisis. The brand's celebrity spokesperson, Vanessa Williams, was at the center of a huge scandal. It could have been a catastrophe. But the author gave her team one crystal clear priority: do not lose one account. That's it. That laser focus guided every single decision. And you know what happened? They didn't lose a single account. Perfect outcome.
And to wrap up this first section, let's talk about envisioning prosperity. I love this idea from the source. Not all money is green. What does that mean? It's a challenge to think bigger than just your bank account. Real prosperity, true success, also includes your health, your relationships, the impact you're making. It's about defining wealth on your own terms. Okay, so our vision is starting to come into focus. Now it's time for part 2, shifting your energy. This is all about the internal game. You know, the work you have to do on the inside before you can make any real changes on the outside. Now this next one completely flips the script on what you think patience means. It's not about just sitting around and waiting for something good to happen. No way. Here, patience is an active strategy. It's about putting one foot in front of the other day after day and literally creating the path as you go.
And if you want a masterclass in that kind of patience, here it is: 7 years. That's how long the author's company Comfort Cake had to persistently and strategically follow up with McDonald's before they finally landed a test market deal. Think about that. 7 years of hearing no, or maybe just hearing nothing at all, before finally getting that one yes.
Next up is seeking positivity, and it's all based on this super powerful 90-10 principle. The idea is simple. 10% of your life is just stuff that happens to you. You can't control it, but the other 90%, that's all about how you choose to react. It's about taking control of your own energy, which really is the heart of emotional intelligence.
Okay, let's talk passion. The source calls it the lubricant for dreams, which is great, but it comes with one non-negotiable rule: you have to test it first. Seriously, this is about figuring out if your passion is a career or just a hobby you love. For example, the author dreamed of opening a restaurant, but before she went all in, she shadowed a manager for a while. And she quickly realized that the reality of the business would absolutely kill the joy she got from it. That one little test saved her from a massive, costly mistake.
All right, we've honed our vision, we've shifted our energy. Now for the grand finale, part 3, making your move. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's all about action.
And to make a successful move, you need perseverance. The book has a great term for it: bounce back ability. It's like a rubber ball. The harder you get thrown down, the higher you bounce back. And she lived it. When a manager at Chicago Public Schools was clearly biased against her company, she didn't just give up. She documented everything, she fought back, and she won. She bounced back higher, proving that execution isn't about having a clear path. It's about overcoming the obstacles that get thrown in your way.
But just being tough isn't enough. Perseverance needs a strategy. And that's where this handy little tool called OAR comes in. It's so simple. First, you observe the situation. Then, you assess your options. And only then do you respond. It's what separates a smart, strategic response from just a knee-jerk reaction. It's how you make sure your big move actually works.
So, there you have it. We've walked through the entire three-part framework. Now, let's bring this all home and talk about you. In the epilogue of the book, the author shares something really personal. In a short period, she lost several close friends, her mentors, and her mom. And she said it created this undeniable sense of urgency. It was this incredibly painful, life-altering moment that became its own kind of pivot point, making it crystal clear just how precious our time is. And really, that brings us to the core message of this whole thing. It's a challenge, a call to action meant directly for you. If she could pivot, make her move through all those challenges, then you can too. Her whole journey, the highs and the lows, it's not just a story. It's a roadmap showing you exactly what's possible.
So I'll leave you with this one final question to think about. After hearing all this, after seeing the framework and the real-life journey behind it, what's your next move?